Your radiators could be wasting heat and money every single day, so I'm testing 3 upgrades to squeeze out every last degree. One of them is free, takes 2 minutes and makes a big difference. Stay tuned. Instead of guessing, I've built a sealed capsule around my radiator so that we can use thermal imaging, thermometers and a timer to find out whether these things actually work. Wow, that is hot in there. And by the way, the kit, the fans, the foil, all paid for with my own money. This video is not sponsored. A lot of videos out there on these at the moment are sponsored, and I want to find out, unbiased, whether these things actually work. So you guys are out of the door at the moment. The door is off the capsule, and we're going to set a baseline test. But before we do that, let's have a little chat about how a radiator actually works so that you understand it. Now, when your central heating's on, radiators, they work on convection. So cold air comes up through the bottom, underneath the radiator. It travels up between the panels. If there's a single panel, it only comes past, of course, one hot panel, and the hot air is then pushed out of the top. The hot air rises, circulates around the room. So we're going to find out whether these upgrades actually help that. Now, to set our baseline, the first thing we want to do is make sure that our radiator is actually up to full temperature. The radiator is at 55 degrees. So it's at full operating temperature to start. Door's still off at the moment, and you can see I've placed a little digital thermometer in the middle of our mock room, and that's reading 19.9 degrees. Now, to set our baseline, I've got a stopwatch. I'm going to shut myself in this hot box. It's going to be very warm in here. Wish me luck. So that door is on. I have got a light in here with me. I'm going to take a little picture for you so that you can see what I see, just so you can see I'm not cheating. And we've decided to abandon 25. We're going to go to 23 because, believe it or not, it's really hard to get to 25, but you can see what we got there, 22.4. So let's see how long it takes to get to 23 degrees. 13 minutes and 9 seconds, 22.5 at the moment. I'm absolutely roasting in there. Right, we're at 22.9. 23, there we go, 13 minutes, 59 seconds. So that is our baseline. Now, let's do our first little upgrade. So the door's open now. I'm gonna let all that heat out and let it come back down to our base temperature. And whilst I do that, we're gonna install our first upgrade, foil. Some of our heat, as it travels through the radiator, is lost in the wall behind. Now, we want that heat to come this way into our room. So this stuff's pretty cheap. It cost me £15 on Amazon, and you get 5 meters of it. I reckon in this one sheet, you'd probably get at least 5 radiators out of it in your home. You get sticky pads with it, so let's get it installed behind the radiator. So to measure out how much I need, lay it against the radiator, go about 1 inch short of each side because we don't want to see it, and then quite simply, using a pair of scissors, we'll just cut the length that we want. Again, we don't want to see it, so we'll do the same with the height. Cut it a little bit shorter than your radiator. There's 2 brackets on this radiator. So all I'm doing, measuring where them brackets are, then I'm going to cut some slots in the foil so it'll slide down over the brackets. If we say this is the top of the radiator, our bracket finishes around here. So I'm just going to stop my cut there. And we get some sticky pads with the foil. I'm going to space them evenly on the back, pop them on there. We can slide it down and stick it to the wall. Our foil's in, it should be pretty inconspicuous. You can't see it, which is a really good thing. Now let's do another test and see what difference that makes, because that heat should be now coming this way. And at the end, there's a free 2-minute tip that you can all do to your radiators that will boost your heat output. So stick around to the end and I'll show you that little tip. You can hear I'm being shut in. There you go. Oh, we're in. I'm just checking the radiators back to operating temperature. Whoa, I'm starting to warm up really quick. Where's my timer? There we go, 19.9, start. Right, let's see what that foil does. I feel like I need a pina colada in there. I just got to imagine I'm by a pool, laying on the beach. Watch this tick over with me. We're only at 5 minutes and it's already at 22.9. This is making a surprising difference. It's going to tip over to 23. There we go. Stop it there. 5 minutes, 13 seconds. Remember, we put this back to where we started, and that has knocked off a huge amount of time. I'm absolutely shocked by that. For 15 quid, for me, that is a no-brainer upgrade. All the things that you see in this video, they'll be linked in the description so you can buy them yourself. If you do want to buy them, remember, it's not sponsored. It's just things that I recommend. And so far, that is an upgrade that I recommend. And remember, the less time we have that heating on, the more money we're saving. Let me out. I'm boiling. Wow, that is hot in there. Now these are the ones I'm really interested in, the Speed Comfort Duo set. Now just to prove to you that this has not been paid, so my opinion is unbiased, you can see there, Speed Comfort, bought, delivered on 5th of January from Amazon, right? So I bought this with my own money. The Duo set was $79.95. Now, a lot of people are saying these are good, but they're paid for reviews, and I want to just do a test without any of that bias and see if they're any good. Now, the fans are designed to help convection, help that hot air that comes out of the radiator circulate around the room faster, and hopefully we don't have to have the heating on as long. They also help to eliminate air pockets and just get that air moving, transferred from the radiator into your room. So, how do we install them? You got to plug them in. That's a bit of a downside. You need a plug near your radiator. Luckily, we have got one. In this Duo set, we get 2 fans. Now, thinking about this, 2 fans is too small for this radiator. Really, you need 3. They do a 3 fan kit. Now, to install them, when the fans are plugged in, they should turn on themselves. You've got this little magnetic thermostat. We're going to pop that on the back of the radiator first. Well, there's a problem straight away. My radiator is too tight to the wall. So what I'm going to do is pop this cover off, and then I'm going to pop this on the inside where you're not going to see it. Now, if you're enjoying this video and you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed. A lot of people don't even realize they're not subscribed. Check the button, hit that for me, and that helps me to elevate the channel and bring more great content to you. And hit like for me, because that helps this video hit the algorithm and reach more people. To put it on the inside, it's really easy. I just pop the covers off and then stick it on with the magnet. Now, our fans, say this side up, they go on the bottom of the radiator. That's the best place for them because you can't see them. They've got these little magnets on the side that pop out, and it just allows it to clip on the bottom. If your radiator is single panel, the magnets come off and you can just clip them onto the back. There's lots of different methods to fixing them. There's even some little tabs that attach to the bottoms of the fins. And if you're really stuck and you can't find any other way, you can use cable ties. The magnetic thermostat plugs into the first fan. I then link the 2 fans together. They provide a link cable so that you can have multiple fans. Lastly, our low voltage power supply gets plugged in that end port as well. We can then put the fans in the bottom of the radiator via the magnets, which is really easy. Now, they're fairly inconspicuous. The only downside is that thing. We need a plug nearby, and you're probably going to want to dress this somewhere along the skirting board, or hopefully hide it behind a cupboard or something like that. Because the radiator is hot, that little thermostat has brought them on. They are running. Now, they're not loud. I don't know if you guys can hear them. See if you can hear with this. Got my microphone here. Now, they're not loud, but there is a slight droning noise. I could see why that might be annoying. Radiator's at full temperature. I can feel a slight draft coming out the top of it. Them fans are definitely pushing the air upwards. So let's seal myself in and see if they make a difference. They better do for that much money. Press start. 19.9. Here we go. Right, so it's already at 20.4 and I haven't even sat down. We're 17 seconds in. Remember, we've got to beat 5 minutes 13 to that 23 degree mark. Whew. 21.5 already. I genuinely think it's made a difference. It feels slightly warmer, and I think you can actually kind of feel that warm air circulating. Remember, these boards have been cooled down between tests. 22.9 any minute now. We're only at 2 minutes 35 seconds. Come on, last little bit. There we go. In 2 minutes and 39 seconds, that has reached 23 degrees. It's now at 23.2. It's rising a lot faster. So the science doesn't lie. It's a lot hotter with that fan and foil combination. But now for our free tip that you can all do. The efficiency of our radiators is all about airflow, and that free little thing that you can do is to clean your radiator out. Get rid of all them cobwebs, get rid of all the dust, and these are the best things to do it with. They're a tenner on Amazon, so I suppose it's not free. You can clean your radiator out with one of these long bristled brushes, but you can do it the free way. Just get something like a bit of rope down there, give it a pull up and down, it'll clear the radiator out. But to clean a radiator out effectively, we need to get the covers off it to get access to the fins. It's nice and easy, they just pop off, and then we can use that long bristled brush or a rope just to move up and down through the fins, get the cobwebs, get the dust out, and if you look at the amount of dust and grime that comes out of one radiator. Now, just that 2-minute job can make a real difference to the convection of your radiator. So the conclusion, bang for buck, cleaning the radiator out and putting the foil behind it made a huge difference. And if you want to boost it even more, then fans definitely do work, but they're not cheap. That's the first con with them. Secondly, you're going to see some wires. And third, you can definitely hear them a little little bit. They're not very loud, but you can definitely hear a slight noise. So try them yourself, let me know what works for you in the comments, and check out one of these videos if you want to boost your heating even more. See you in the next one.